Hi, this is Bruce, and today we're going to be looking at part 5 of our Progressive Web App series. In this one, we're going to be integrating an API, specifically the News API, where we can get news headlines from around the world. I've started off by duplicating part 4, so we've got a Progressive Web App. So I've updated the call to our service worker, looking for service worker part 5 now. And in that file, I've updated the cache name to make sure there's no conflicts. And I've also added a JavaScript called newsloader.js that loads the news from a JSON file using the news API. We'll take a quick look at how the API works, although it's not the focus of this particular session. So you can see here I've got a function that makes the request to the API. When we get a response back in JSON format, then I'm calling a function called DisplayNews. That function DisplayNews takes the JSON and loops through for each article in the article section and creates a node, adds an image with a caption and a link inside that caption, and then puts the title of the headline into the caption. Okay. So if we go and take a look at our part 5, you can see it is indeed loading some news. And if we take a look at our service worker, you can see the service worker is up and running. You can see it's created our cache, and it's cached our HTML and CSS, a couple of images for the manifest, as well as the manifest itself, and our newsloader JavaScript. As you would expect, if we take this offline and refresh, those parts that are static, the index, the CSS, the JavaScript are there and they're working, but obviously the call to the API has failed. So what we're going to do is we're going to add that API to our files to cache list. Let me just clean this up so that we have the proper call. And that should be good. So now if we upload this, go back online, and refresh, and if we look in the cache now, we can see that the JSON returned from the API, from the News API, is there, and it has a list of articles with headlines for our application. If I take it offline now and refresh, you can see that we've still got the articles, we've still got the headlines, but what we're missing now are the images. So for this part, what we'll do is we'll add a placeholder image that indicates that the images are not available. So you can see I've got a placeholder image here, and I'm going to add it to our files to cache. And upload that. In our newsloader JavaScript, I'm going to add a conditional statement to see if we're offline, and if so, replace the broken image with a placeholder image. You can see here, I'm already doing that. If the URL to image is null, So what I want to do is check to see if the navigator is not online. And if that's the case, I'm going to set the image source to be equal to images placeholder. So we'll come back here and I'm going to go back online and refresh. And you can see it's updated and activated. Go offline now. And now we've got a placeholder image replacing the images that are broken. In the next session, what we're going to be doing is looking at how to cache those images, those that are dynamically loaded from the news sources themselves. I hope this helps.